Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Televu.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in Asino.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Reki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.
Bulan 2 saya Tolu FM, enapan 2 Raki-Raki.
Bula FM namban 2 in Nosor.
Go etabo ke buat kola sa Bula FM nga.
Bula FM namban 2 Korbu.
Bula FM namban 2 Sawa.
Bula FM namban 2 Lotoka. Bula.
Namban 2 Bula FM member.
Bula FM namban 2 NSR in Singapore.
Kalau tali tak ada warung yang Bula FM Lotoka.
Du ale akar warung Bula FM namban 2 NSR.
On FBC News tonight, local music artists lose millions to piracy this year. Work on Balevutu Dam in Ba starts. And Kandavu first to ban underwater breathing apparatus in Fiji. Bulavanaka and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. Fiji's music industry has lost close to 20 million this year alone due to piracy. The Fiji Performing Rights Association believes more cohesion with enforcement agencies is needed to successfully fight piracy. Ritika Pratap reports.
The Fiji Performing Rights Association says piracy has been an issue for them for many decades. And it's not only the artists and members of the association who are losing out.
And this also includes money that should be going as tax to the government. So FIRCA is losing out, and because of this loss, it means because from the money that FIRCA gets as tax, this goes out for infrastructure development now throughout the country. So that at the end of it all, the people of Fiji suffer.
Tamanisau says today every home has copies of pirated CDs.
We're working on a very minimal number of 5 pirated CDs or DVDs in a family. But you go to families now, you'll see there's a huge stack of CDs and DVDs here.
The association believes that the fight against piracy will only be successful with the support from the public.
It's the public to know that if they are buying a pirate copy, if they buy, then they are supporting it. If they buy an original copy of CD or DVD, then it's in a way, if they buy original, then you are trying to eliminate piracy.
The association says not all has gone in vain, as there has been a successful legal action against one of the organizations who were fined by the court for pirating the work of a local gospel band, Eagle Wings, and their warning remains the same.
We are watching you. We'll get you. If you are taking part in piracy, sooner or later we'll get you.
The association held its AGM in Suva today. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Meanwhile, during the annual general meeting today, the association resolved a number of issues. Director Eremasi Tamanisau says the association will own its own property early next year, as they have been renting since their inception in 1992. The meeting agreed to increase the royalty payment for fiscal year 2013 by 8.9%. They have also resolved to host their inaugural music awards in May next year, which will be limited to 8 awards only.
You've probably seen other events that carry so many awards, and at the end of the day, the significance of the award to the winner or to the winners is lost because there's so many winners, and they fail to establish the weight and the importance and the significance of the award.
Eremasi Tamanisau and Saimone Vuotalevu have been re-elected as directors. The National Weather Forecasting Centre says the hail experienced today by residents in some parts of Suva is a result of the current weather pattern. FBC News today received calls from residents of Narere saying small pieces of ice were falling with rain.
At about 2:45, we had this heavy rain start falling, and we can hear like the small stones falling on top of our house. So what me and my husband, what we did, we just went outside. When we went outside, we were looking up at them. begin to the small pieces of ice coming down from Malvo. And I said to my husband, is this fence done?
Deputy Director Meteorology Aminiasi Tuindraki says an active trough of low pressure to the southwest of Viti Levu, along with the heat, is bringing a wind flow from the northeast, triggering the formation of thick clouds, which is bringing thunderstorms.
These are storms when there's a lot of heating going on, and when you go up to the atmosphere, there's a freezing level up there, and these particles inside the cloud become super cool. So when it started to come down in the downdraft of bringing down rain, these solid particles they don't condense into water. They come right down to the ground level, and that is what we call hail, which I believe some people are reporting, and that is what was happening in the Suva area or the Nosuri area.
Tundraki says this situation normally happens in other countries and only happened in Fiji at this time due to our current weather situation. Applicants for the vacant Commissioner of Police position have been shortlisted. Permanent Secretary to the Prime Minister's Office, Colonel Pio Tikunduandua, says there were applications from Fiji as well as abroad. An interview panel is currently being established and interviews are expected to be carried out soon. Tikunduandua says when the interviews are completed, they will refer to the Constitution for guidance. The 2013 Constitution states the Commissioner of Police is appointed by the President on the advice of the Constitutional Officers Commission following consultation with the Minister responsible for the Fiji Police Force. Tikunduandua declined to comment any further when asked about the number of applications received. Applications closed last month. The Water Authority of Fiji has commenced work on the Valebutu Dam in Ba. The dam was closed by authorities after residents of 4 settlements that use the water source contracted leptospirosis and hepatitis A. Chanel Shivan reports.
Residents of Vatusui, Nadadi, Mbalevuto, Nukuloa, Mbek Road, Tamba Tamba and parts of Moto in Ba are instructed not to use the water from their tap until the Health Ministry advises them to do so. Ba Advisory Council Chairman VM Pele says at the moment tap water is not safe for drinking.
Water Authority and Ministry of Health is already they've done their part as far as flushing of the dam is concerned, and then the tablet feeder is also in place through which people will get treated water, but they are also working on to get the pipes flushed. Once the pipes are clean, only then the Ministry of Health does the test and supplies the water.
Pillay says parents need to warn their children not to open taps. He also has assured no one will be paying for water supply like they used to do before.
Government has moved in, and all the work that has been done by now, that is on the expenses of government. Whatever they have paid before, I cannot comment on that, but from now onwards, I don't believe they have to pay anything. This is a temporary solution, and I have been assured by PM that there is a permanent solution coming.
People can still use water from any government tanks, and they have been advised to collect rainwater.
There are plans for new piping, where the pipes are damaged, and plus where they need new pipes to be placed. Now this pipe will be connected to the Kumkum mines towards the passing Naruku, and this will be connected to the water wharf pipe.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama visited the site last week and gave instructions for authorities to take over the privately owned dam. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
Government has hailed a commitment by the people of Kandavu to protect their fishing ground. Minister for Fisheries Inia Seruiratu has acknowledged a resolution to ban underwater breathing apparatus or UBA. Epeli Tukuwasa reports.
The Ministry of Fisheries has signed a declaration with the chiefs of Kandavu to ban the use of UBA in its waters. Minister Inia Seruiratu told the people of Kandavu that they have achieved a milestone by being the first province in the country to come up with this resolution.
This is a milestone, and it's the first to be achieved by any provincial council in our 14 provinces in Fiji. You don't just stand and watch, but take action to protect your fishing ground. I commend the step you have taken to ban UBA, which is destructive fishing practice.
Seriratu told those attending the signing in Vunsia that the future generation of Kandavu will benefit greatly from this. He has asked the people of Kandavu to work together to ensure the agreement is adhered to.
If you don't work together, then all these efforts will be wasted. I urge you to work together to protect the marine life in your fishing ground. You should always make the right decision in protecting your resources for your future generation.
The use of UBA for fishing is illegal under Fiji fisheries laws and regulations unless the fisherman is licensed to do so. Epeli Tukuwasa, FBC News.
Still to come on FBC News, study highlights need for inmates to get tested for HIV.
Always Gold FM for us at Golden Point, Raki Raki.
Gold FM is #1 in Nusrat.
Gold FM is Nandi's best radio station.
It's always Gold FM with us here in Singatoka.
Old is gold, and Gold FM is #1 here in Lautoka.
Singatoka loves classic hits on Gold FM.
Listen to Gold FM here in Tabua.
We love Gold FM in Ba.
We've got beautiful beaches, people, and Gold FM in Raki Raki.
Lautoka loves the classic hits on Gold FM.
Ando talita kana borrongo na radio Fiji One Singatoka mbole ni station ni Alumatu.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na radio Fiji One station ni Alumatu Lautoka.
Ando talita kabale una borrongo na radio Fiji One Mandi na station ni Alumatu.
Au tungo korbo ando borrongo lebe na station ni Alumatu na radio Fiji One.
Ando borrongo na radio Fiji One na station ni Alumatu na bandoi tele.
Welcome back here with FBC News. Now, a recent study conducted by Professor Stuart Kinner of the Burnett Institute of Australia has highlighted the need for inmates at Fiji Correctional Services facilities to be tested for HIV and STIs. The study indicated that half of inmates that were interviewed reportedly did not receive any HIV, STI or condom use information and education. The Fiji Correction Services says they are aware, but HIV tests are not mandatory. Vasita Kote Wasawasa reports.
According to Professor Kinner, who released the results publicly at a regional conference on HIV/AIDS in Bangkok this week, 70% of inmates interviewed reported that they never had an HIV or STI test. Their knowledge of risk factors was also poor. The Fiji Correction Services has responded to the results, saying having HIV or STI tests is not mandatory.
If there are certain inmates and things like that, then we might ask them for HIV test. But compulsory, we're not doing it. Just like our normal community outside, nobody is forced to carry out the HIV test.
The study by Professor Kinner has also highlighted that most inmates experienced a high degree of psychological distress in weeks leading up to their release from prison. The Correction Services says they have certain programs in place to help prepare inmates for their release.
What we have been doing is a lot of more programs that have been given to them, so that they can get out of their cells, and more, as I've already mentioned, more programs, more counselors who are very experienced, old retired teachers and those people like that. We are bringing them in now.
According to Vasu, Fiji has much better facilities and reform programs than many other corrections centers in Asia and the Pacific. He adds they will continue to work with stakeholders to try and successfully reform inmates and reduce the number of reoffenders as well as the population at the correction centers. Vasita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
The Solomon Islands government is interested in Fiji's Yellow Ribbon program concept. Their correction service is looking to start the program there next year. Epeli Tukuwasa reports.
A team of corrections officers from the Solomon Island has been in the country for the last few days to observe the Yellow Ribbon concept.
Good concept, good for our people, for our inmates back at home. But that's why we come and learn with them what they are doing with the Yellow Ribbon program and the actual activities involved in this. And in that will give us a good knowledge and understanding to launch the Yellow Ribbon program in the Solomon Islands.
They plan to launch the Yellow Ribbon project sometimes next year. The Fiji Correction Service has provided them with all the information that will assist them.
For the whole week they've been there visiting the communities, attending the church service and visiting schools. Now they're in the launch. Yes, we might have to send a few when they're preparing for launch next year. It's just to help our MSG brothers.
Iferemi Vasu says Fiji's Yellow Ribbon program is one of the best concepts of rehabilitation in the region.
I look at so many corrections institutions in the Pacific and in Asia. We are to brief the community how the standard of our correction is much better. Yeah, that's to guarantee everybody. Yeah, it's much better.
The Yellow Ribbon program started in 2008 and creates awareness on accepting ex-offenders and giving them a second chance. Epeli Tukwasa, FBC News.
Public support is paramount in the work of the Fiji Police Force. The Acting Commissioner of Police says without the joint cooperation of the public and the force, there is the possibility of criminal activities increasing. Apisalamedoka with this story.
The police community program, the Ndobata concept, implemented in some communities, is a little over a year old. The concept is based on community members supporting the work of the police force as part of efforts to reduce crime and make communities a safer place to live in.
Stats on crime, I think it's declining. That may be the impact of Duabata, but I don't confirm this. But when we talk about the community, first we need to have the trust and confidence in the Fiji Police Force.
Narayan says the weak link between the force and the community depends on the reports received.
We are flooded with community complaints. That is about one area we can gauge that there's lack of community trust and confidence, and that gives us all the way to strengthen our service.
While it has embarked on cleaning up its image with the re-establishment of the Police Internal Affairs Division to handle complaints against the police and its service, the police force is hoping members of the public will not lose heart and work with the officers to tackle crime. Apisalome Boka, FBC News.
Coming up in sports, emotions run high ahead of Rugby League World Cup semi-final. And new reps Fiji's biggest weapons in Dubai.
Bato bahe, बामे रेडियो Fiji 2 के कौन सा के रोके ऑनलाइन क्लियर.
रेडियो Fiji 2 रग-रगी के लोग ज्यादा सुनते हैं.
नैनी में हम सबकी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2.
तालेबू के लोग रेडियो Fiji 2 सबसे ज्यादा सुन रहे हैं.
मेरी पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2, नसोरी में सभी को पसंद रेडियो Fiji 2.
टावा में रेडियो Fiji 2 सभी कोई सुनते हैं.
रेडियो Fiji 2 रॉक.
रेडियो Fiji 2 I love you.
It's only Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
ताकि हर घर में खाली मिर्ची FM बजे. मिर्ची FM is hot.
Best sound, best music, Mirchi FM rocks in record.
Nani ka #1 station है Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot. Mirchi FM is #1 in nursery.
Mirchi FM is hot. हम लोग मिर्ची FM रोज सुनता है. मिर्ची FM जागो मामा.
We'll be firing on all cylinders. That's the statement coming from the Vodafone Fiji Mbati outfit, set to face off with Australia in tomorrow's Rugby League World Cup second semi-final at Wembley. Earlier this week, the top 4 squads attended an official reception at the Guildhall in London. And as Elena McDonald reports, come game time, it's all going to be a very different setting.
Emotions are running high as this year's Rugby League World Cup semi-finals kicks off in a few hours, and at a stadium that is widely respected for the sporting elite.
Wembley Stadium, I've said it in an interview before, like you only hear about it, you see the Wallabies and that, like from Australia playing on it, and then you see all the big soccer matches, football matches on there. So, and to be a part of it, it'll be something pretty cool in a few years to tell my children what I've done.
And for one man who may be playing his final league match tomorrow, it's the perfect end to a very colourful career.
All the boys are still pitching themselves over. Can't believe that we're going to be there at such an iconic ground. And it's been a great week in preparation so far. Training's been really good, and looking forward to putting in a good performance against Australia.
For those who know their league, Australia are the bigger guns in this clash, And for some, they're anticipating a crunching encounter with the underdogs.
It's going to be a tough game now. Fiji have improved every week and they come together very well. They've got a very big side and it's going to be very physical, so they're looking forward to it.
Will it be an upset? We'll soon find out. There is one thing fans know for sure, and it's that we're guaranteed to stay on the edge of our seats. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
And meanwhile, before our all-important clash at 4:30 tomorrow morning, the first semi-final begins from 2 o'clock, where defending champions New Zealand will have their hands full against the hosts England.
I think there's 65,000 tickets already sold. I've never played on Wembley before, and you know, it's definitely something that I'm looking forward to. So hopefully we get the win.
Amazing. I mean, I've been fortunate to play there a few times, 3 times over the last few years. Not with good results, but hopefully we can change all that. And representing England there is, you know, there's nothing more special.
Well, if there was any place to witness the best sporting action this weekend, Wembley Stadium would be the place to be. The best of luck to the Fiji Mbati. What a team Fiji Sevens coach Ben Ryan has chosen for the Dubai and South Africa tournaments. The side consists of 4 debutants, fresh from last week's local Bailey's Coral Coast Sevens, and features the likes of some very explosive runners. As Elena McDonald reports, it's the fear of the unknown Ryan is using as one of the many strategies for the next leg.
This time last week, certain players never expected to be representing their country so quickly. With an unknown outfit heading to Dubai, there's just one message being put out to their opponents.
We've got some good guys on the floor for turnovers, and you know, I hope we scare some of the teams with this selection.
The naming of his team is a calculated one, especially with the choosing of senior reps Osea Kolinisau and Pio Tuwai to keep a lid on things.
But I know it's like, you know, you can't recreate 50,000 people Friday night playing England 9 o'clock at night, grounds thumping, and it's live on TV, and you represent your country. You sink or swim, and I'll give them every opportunity to swim fast and hard, and I'm sure those guys will do well.
The side is still on their way to Dubai since leaving our shores yesterday. Things just got more interesting for Fiji Sevens, and the best part is it's only the beginning. Elena McDonald, FBC Sports.
Some good news for our local football teams playing at the Pacific Cup in New Zealand. Lambasa was first to qualify yesterday after beating Queensland 1-0. Today, Nandi secured their semi-final berth following a 3-1 victory over Vatukola, New Zealand. Gurjit Singh Suicide bowed out of the tournament, recording 3 straight losses. Bar looks to be a shoo-in for the Final Four, and so too lone overseas team Sydney. 2 of the country's veteran table tennis umpires recently returned from Australia, where they officiated at the Para Table Tennis Championships. Pushpa Wati and Shri Sharma have had extensive experience in officiating at overseas tournaments such as the World Junior Circuit in Guam, as well as the Oceania Championships. The tournament is an annual event for players with disabilities. The duo are confident that bringing international tournaments closer to our shores can help develop the sport in the country.
This was the first of its kind of tournament held outside of Europe, and para table tennis is here to stay in Oceania now, so we will have regular competitions. Additionally, we are very delighted to know that AusAid is going to be providing us with a full-time development officer for at least 1 year, particularly for para table tennis. So that's good news for Fiji. There are a lot of special schools around the country, and taking para table tennis to these people is going to be a huge achievement for our country, giving them opportunities of life.
It was quite an experience for this one, going to Canberra, especially the disabilities, people with disabilities. It was quite an experience for me, learning curve.
Meanwhile, the Fiji Table Tennis Association will be hosting the annual Fiji Open tournament in Suva next month. There were rain and thunderstorms in most parts of the country today. The west and north were greeted with fine weather this morning, but that turned to showers and thunderstorms by 3 p.m. Suva has mostly showers throughout the day. Tomorrow there should be fine weather for you Westerners and also for those of you in Lambasa in the morning, and there will be showers and thunderstorms by the afternoon. Now Suva and Savu, however, not so fine, cloudy periods in the morning and also showers in the afternoon. Now the further outlook, some showers over the interior and eastern parts of the larger islands. Elsewhere, afternoon or evening showers, isolated afternoon thunderstorms. Recapping our headlines, local music artists lose millions to piracy this year. Work on Balebutu Dam in Ba starts. And Kandavu first to ban underwater breathing apparatus in Fiji. To a poll question now, is there a role for the Commonwealth in Fiji's development? Visit our FBC website to answer. Remember to send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj. That's your news for tonight. I'll see you again tomorrow.
Today FM is awesome in Ba. We love you, Today FM.
Today FM rocks in the story and I love listening to Today FM.
Today FM is #1 in Televu.
Today FM rocks in Lotaka. Woohoo!
Today FM is the most popular station in Nasina.
We love everything about Today FM here at Golden Point Rekireki.
Everybody in Singapore loves Today FM.
Today FM rocks in Ba.